Hi, everybody. Welcome to. Hello, Jamal. How are you? I'll just briefly introduce. Um, okay. If there's a volume issue, I'll tell you. Okay. You also tell me. Huh? All right. Okay. So, welcome everybody to Rang's Insta Live today. I know we had a week's break after a long time. Last week, there were like some personal health issues on at my end and also with the scheduled speaker. But anyway, we're back today and here welcoming Jamal, a friend of long time, but sort of we reconnected. So I must say that. And Jamal has been, an activist, voice of inclusion, and intersectional trans person. Uh, I'm not revealing the location because Jamal is an all India person. In a way, like Rang, we are pan India and unfunded, grassroots collective of intersectional queer people. And we've been hosting Insta Lives for almost 2 years now. You know, and the idea is to bring forth first person audiovisual narratives, preferably multilingual ones, with intersectional queer trans people from. Originally, the idea was to have from India, but somehow we managed to reach about, our community members from across the world, about 10 countries so far. And the wonderful thing is, many people, of course, Jamal's a veteran, have sort of done their first Insta Live with us. And the idea is to bring lesser known, less visible voices and experiences. Not that we have anything against people who are very visible, but we think that they've had lots of conversations, space, and platforms. And so the idea is to find our co-travelers and our community members who are quietly, like Jamal, doing lots of work apart from managing their own jobs and lives and everything, but also doing so much for with the community in so many vital, unique ways. So, without much ado, I'm very delighted again in welcoming Jamal Siddiqui, and the co-founder of Transmen Collective. So Jamal, this is going to be a freewheeling conversation, and I think you would have seen some of the other Insta lives with us. Um, but the thing what I wanted to know was, a little bit about yourself, definitely, or as much as you want to, but also about how Transmen Collective started and, what are your broad activities, if I might say, objectives and all. Yeah, over to you, Jamal.
Thank you so much for inviting me, first of all. And I feel there's some echo.
Yeah, sorry. Is it okay now? I'm sort of moving it unintentionally, and well, you are not very far away, so it's inclement weather today. So yeah, sorry, I'll try my best to
Sure,
ensure that there isn't much disruption. And also there's a personal family this thing going on. My mother's not been well, so little bit background thing will be there. Sorry, and bear with me. Okay.
it's fine.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I just wanted you to take us through, whatever you want to talk about, your individual personal journey and that of Transment Collective. Okay.
Sure. Um, so individual is individual. I think so my family comes from a lot of places. To be very honest, my father is in Air Force, was in Air Force. Now he's a retired person. So we've lived in a lot of cities around the India, and okay. So now my family is settled in Delhi. I'm currently also in Delhi. I came here for Eid,
Acha,
especially,
nice.
and yeah, I think Transman Collective, to be very honest, is one of the biggest asset of my life, to be very honest. And especially the way it started, it's just three friends having a conversation, and we thought, okay, let's do something about it. And I've been blessed to have such wonderful co-founders, Satvik, Ritvik, and with the guidance of Bittu, we started this whole collective. And we were very young actually, and it's beautiful to see the journey of the people who have been in the collective and the places they've been in their lives. It's beautiful. Um, so that's about collective start, and now what we do basically, when we started out, the whole idea was to have a space for trans men where they can come in and have a conversation, just a little chit chat and whatever they want to do. So we started out with small community events, offline stuff, and whatever we can do. And then when the COVID hit, and then we became sort of, shifted to online spaces, and we're doing online stuff, digital campaigns, and whatever we could go into and create some sort of digital visibility for our community. So that's the whole idea. Now because I'm also growing in my life, I'm also learning things, and uh, a new people are coming in, and a lot of youth is coming in. They have a lot of energy, a lot of things to talk about, and it's beautiful that one of the person, actually most of the team are young people, and they have shaped the collective in certain way, and that's the about collective. Now we are focusing more on technology stuff, and because I'm from technology background, one of the other person is also from technology background, so we're focusing on that. Yeah, and of course, health is our major aspect we also want to focus on. Yeah.
Wow, you made it sound so simple and short and definitely sweet. But I'm sure you're doing so much more because I think, at least online, yeah, it's sad sometimes, people for so long and it's only online. But yeah, looking forward to meet you soon. Hope soon enough, because considering I have to do this disclosure that though we are in the same city, you know, it looks like you're a different mini city and I'm in a different mini city.
The city, it's city to blame. It's nothing us, to be very honest. City is very wide.
Yeah, right, right. So, it's like crazy that sometimes it's easier to get across the state than within the city. So, yeah, so much for, I don't even know what to say about urban transportation, which actually, in a way, like many of us, though some of us come with certain privileges, as generally marginalized identities, and like, right, things like urban transportation are a big problem, right, for us. And that on one side it's a safety issue, inclusion issue, but then there's affordability, reach, and all that, right? So yeah, but anyway, a little bit about that later. But what I wanted to say was, the thing is that now, sorry, one second. Sorry, yeah. So the thing is that, Jamal, uh, we know that too, especially with Transgender Day of Visibility coming up soon, and then the National Trans Persons Day coming not very far. I think this is 31st March, TDOV, and then we have National Transgender Persons Day, 15th April. Yet, it's a fact of life, I think, or at least trans life and worldwide. Okay, trans means visibility. We are not even talking about binary, non-binary, fluid, whatever, right? Trans means visibility is still a challenge, as in, I mean, it would be unfair to compare, but the thing is that somehow, uh, if I can say, Aam Janta, who are not queer, not trans, do not understand. I mean, no more they should be giving excuses. They don't want to understand, who are trans men, right?
Hmm.
And is it fair to ask you to reflect on that a
Uh,
little bit?
of course, it's fair to ask, of
Yeah,
course. Um, to be very honest, visibility, because we're living in a patriarchal society, so we also have to look at it from that lens. So we are, again, female assigned at birth, if I can use that term.
sure.
And since then only the patriarchy takes its place, and we, uh, I'm going to use
जी
some sort of
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
Hindi.
हिंदी उर्दू जो भी है आपको if you know a bit of Kannada also welcome because sometimes people are cribbing that we this thing as I said but now because we've gone international that we try to but then there is no thing I can do rough translation or summarization in English here anyway no problem whatever language you're comfortable with yeah
सो जैसे हमारा जन्म होता है स्त्री के शरीर में, तो वहीं से हमारी पेट्रियार्की शुरू हो जाती है। हमारी एक बराबरी शुरू हो जाती है कि हमें थोड़ी सी लेस प्रिविलेजेस मिलती हैं, काफी मार्जिनलाइजेशन होता है। फिर उसमें अगर आप एक सर्टेन क्लास और रिलीजन या इन सब चीजों से आते हैं, तो वो वहाँ पे प्रिविलेज आपकी थोड़ी और कम होती जाती है। एंड इससे इन प्रिविलेज में जब आप थोड़े स्टेप नीचे आते हैं, तो फिर विजिबिलिटी में भी बहुत फर्क पड़ जाता है। आई मीन अगर आप ये छोटा सा इंट्रोस्पेक्शन है, अगर एक्टिविज्म स्पेस में किसी भी स्पेस में देखेंगे, तो कौन लोग हैं जो विजिबल हैं, what are the privileges they're coming from, and it's a very beautiful thing that the people who are talking about and are visible, there's the struggle they have actually done the struggle, but also there are a lot of people who come from working class background, coming from certain caste, coming certain class, they're not that visible because they don't have that language, they don't have a lot of things. So that also affect the visibility. And apart from that, we always say कि हमारा ऐसा होता है कि we हमने transition कर दिया. Of course, a lot of people don't transition, and that's also of course perfectly all right. But people who transition, they ऐसे भीड़ में गुम हो जाते हैं. आप figure out नहीं कर पाएंगे कि ये trans man है, cis man है, ये man है, वो man है. You don't know. And sometimes visibility also is good. Invisibility is also a good thing because it also gives you a sense of security. But that's also illusion. जहाँ आपकी identity पता चली, वहाँ आपका sense of security चला गया. But of course, a lot of people prefer that invisibility because they don't want to come out and say a lot of things. They don't want to put themselves into a situation, and that's fine. So, of course, there are a lot of things to consider when we're talking about visibility. And yeah, of course, लोगों को भी जानने की जरूरत है, समझने की जरूरत है कि हमारी आइडेंटिटी क्या है. Yeah, that's about visibility, invisibility, of course.
Yeah, right. But like I said, you can keep your answers detailed and long if you want to, completely your choice, and link it
इस
to.
चीज में ऐड करूँ,
हाँ,
एक चीज मैं ऐड करूंगा. I also feel that
बिल्कुल.
building solidarity are very important because जैसे अगर trans movement है, trans men movement है, तो that needs to have some solidarity from trans women movement or another gender diverse movements are there. Apart from that, then there's women's movement that is going on. We also need that solidarity from them, and there is a lot of activism going in a lot of spaces. तो solidarity जहाँ जहाँ build होगी, वहाँ वहाँ visibility build होती जाएगी, of course. तो yeah, yeah.
हाँ, I'm just translating. Okay. हाँ, थोड़ा पहले का सवाल. हाँ, तो एक्चुअली एक बहुत बढ़िया बातें बोले आपने इन अ वेरी सक्सेंट मैनर. हाँ, लेकिन एक अहम बात क्या है कि of course patriarchy and patriarchy is not limited to gender. Patriarchy impacts everything. Casteism भी patriarchy के साथ मिला हुआ है. Communalism, whatever, religious discrimination, and of course classism and everything. ठीक है. लेकिन एक बात है कि that way almost everybody except the white supremacist, ableist cishet man or the Savarna man, as an analogy in, say, India, South Asia. Okay? So everybody is fighting patriarchy, right? In different ways, right? And लेकिन it is utopian to feel कि हम सब एक हो जाएंगे ना और हमें लगता है एक होना है but not with our identity assert करके and but the issue is उसमें क्या हो रहा है मैंने देखा है. I mean, I'm 51, not as young as you at all. लेकिन I have, in a way, if I say, you know, after I left my corporate life, I mean, it started with me before that itself, लेकिन more so, you know, so I've seen different movements, more probably because, you know, I chose to be an independent journalist, sort of embedded within various, you know, struggles. You know, so people opened up, I saw things, and then I would write. Okay. And what I notice is eventually, physically, metaphorically, we are all fighting not just patriarchy, but for space, for visibility,
Yeah.
for voice, है ना? और उसमें unfortunately एक internal सिर्फ conflicts नहीं anymore. It is not just about, you know, differences, disagreements, ना? क्योंकि किन लोगों के बीच में डिफरेंसेस नहीं होते. टू पीपल गेट टुगेदर, यू कैन हैव डिफरेंसेस एंड डिसएग्रीमेंट्स एंड स्टिल लिव योर लाइफ टुगेदर, पार्टनर्स, फ्रेंड्स, व्हाटएवर, राइट. लेकिन इतना बढ़ गया है आइडेंटिटी बेस्ड थिंग. इट सीम्स लाइक आइडेंटिटी इज एवरीथिंग, यू नो. मतलब कि it can be, it must be an integral, it is an integral part of our lives. But our struggles, you know, cannot be only identity based. Matlab, identity issues as in, like for instance, few minutes ago we talked about, say, public transportation, safety and all that, right? Yes, safety is tied to identity, but you know, it is much more than that, Hana. Like for instance, a person can be attacked, assaulted because of identity, but when, for instance, there's an unfortunate accident, okay, many may be affected not because of identity until they start seeking help. I know it's slightly complex. So what I'm saying is, so there are different kinds of safety also. So all I'm saying is कि हम जब, you know, more so because in Karnataka actually it's an interesting point about public transport when, you know, they introduced in 2023 partly as an election SOP. I'm not sure if you relocated by then, but anyway, they will give free bus travel, public bus travel, not other forms of public transport across the state for women. Okay. So, sooner than later, trans women also started getting. Then, of course, you know, we've all reached a stage within our communities, within our queer, trans, intersex movements that, you know, women need not be only, trans women are women if they feel like, oh, but also we may be AFAB, somebody like me is gender fluid. I'm not saying I want to go and claim that benefit, but if I need to, right? So, you know, so now that is when, right? And that is also tied with our larger issue of who is trans, what's trans, whatever, right? So the thing is that, but as you said very rightly and realistically, it's also about economics, right? Matlab, yes, as identity wise, some of us are marginalized, but maybe in terms of economics, we are not so marginalized. Okay, some of us, right? Queer people, trans people, whatever. But the ones that who are multiple marginalized, you know, for them it is identity plus so many other things, right? But if even these SOPs by the governments, okay, or whatever by the state, are only identity based, right? I'm not even getting into the bigger debate of reservation, affirmative action, and all that. Something as supposedly simple but very fundamental as this, that many, you know, working class women, whatever their religion might have been, where whatever their location, as a physical location within Karnataka, said that this scheme of giving public bus fare, free public bus travel is a big, big thing. Okay. And working class trans women also qualifying for that was important. But somehow we felt that could it be extended to AFAB trans persons who are working class and use public transport. Okay. But somehow I don't think that got through, and then, so now as an identity, okay, a trans man or say a gender non-binary person is very clear that I'm not only trans, but I'm also trans man. I am also trans non-binary. Okay. So, but for this sake, will I claim it or not? It's not even about educating somebody and saying, hey, I'm also trans, here's my ID card, all that. But also our internal struggle that so far I have fought so much, me within myself, with my immediate people, everything, to establish myself as a trans man. But I'm also working class, so I need public bus, benefits. All right. So now, how do we negotiate this? I'm not asking you to immediately give an answer. This is something which occurred to me as we were talking, and this is probably for a later. So all I'm just trying to put across is, these are so many of these things that, I hope it makes sense to you, or if you want. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, I'll tell you a little short story.
Sure, sure.
This is a personal
Wonderful.
story.
Yeah,
So my full name is Sahil Jamal Siddiqui.
yeah.
So whenever I feel unsafe with my name, so I used Sahil in a lot of spaces because I don't want people to identify a lot of
Right.
things and then discriminate. And but there are certain spaces where I positively or very firmly assert that my name is Jamal because I know these are safe spaces.
Correct.
So for me, having that safety net of Sahil is important. And what my point is that I've chosen my battle. That okay, I want to have this fight, but maybe not in all the spaces because my safety is very
True.
important. I don't want to die because somebody
Sure.
felt okay, this person should not be in this space. I want to die remembered for my work and doing something positive for my community. So that's my main goal. That's why I chosen these battles. So I feel that's how one way of negotiating. But I also had the privilege to negotiate.
Right.
That was very important. A lot of people might not have that. So how they are negotiating their experiences are is also very keen. So that's one of like a lot of people might not have that thing. Okay, they can choose it. So that's that's one example that I have.
Yeah, I really like, how you summarize so sweetly, and so nicely. Yeah, so right. And yeah, that's true. We have to choose our battles. For all my so-called openness and, being proud and out and whatever those terms, I don't even like those words nowadays much, but even I, in if I want to make some space safe for myself, my identity is very different. As in, obviously, certain things cannot and will not change. But, I am not Ritash. I use my official legal name, which is why I say I've not yet killed that name. I wish I could say it's my dead name. But, and it is just going to be mind-boggling for me to be able to change that name also legally. It's as somebody said, in all innocence and trying to understand, isn't it all just about an affidavit, right? Oh, एक affidavit डाल दो, ले लो, एक ad डाल दो. हम सब लोग जानते हैं उतना आसान है ही नहीं, right?
It's also very exhausting
Yeah,
mentally when you go through
yeah,
everything.
right.
It's very
True, true, true.
it's not just about changing the name, it's about
Yeah,
lot of
right. I mean, you will be like, oh my gosh, why did I even start this, right? Yeah,
I
bilkul.
know, definitely.
And completely, lots of salams and, gratitude to everybody who changed their name officially, retrospectively. But I know so many dear friends in our community who, despite all the wherewithal they have, I'm not talking about so much privilege in the uh, other sense, but just that they probably, or they're like determined. Okay, I mean, it's not even a judgment on why they're doing it, how they're doing it, but they're doing it. But they find it exhausting. So I'm like, in a way, sometimes telling myself, okay, fine, everything can't be achieved. As you say, you choose your battles, and because how am I going to prove to somebody, right? Like, जेंडर फ्लूइड तो वो लोग तो बिल्कुल समझेंगे नहीं, समझना नहीं चाहते. And
True.
so that's the thing. And unfortunately, sometimes here and there will be murmurs within the community. Oh, you non-binary people are trying to do this and that. I like, that is not even my intention. But and like, anyway, so right. I mean, this also is a reflection of just what you said, na. This choosing our battles is also lots of mental, health related, right? As if,
Yes.
yeah, like you were saying, no, about also how you identify as like that. मुझे इधर ये करना है बस. ओके, लाइक फाइनली हमें रोजी रोटी मिलना चाहिए उधर के लिए. यू नो if only certain things I want to disclose, yeah. Luckily, I'm not saying it's anywhere near satisfactory. At least earlier, it used to be automatically, array, what is that? Not even mistaken identity, false identity. वो तो नहीं बोल रही है ना कि आप अपने आप को रिताश बोलते हैं, ऑफिशियल नेम ये है, and all that stuff, right? And yeah, because at least that part is not there. But I think until maybe a decade ago, that was also a problem, no? If you say this is my name within the within the community, obviously we understand and we actually want to know each other's community name, and happily and we're so thrilled if like somebody calls us that or asks us that. But outside, if they say, oh my gosh, what is this? You said this name, that name, is that you? Is this you? Kind of, yeah. It was a big thing to try and explain to people, right? कि ये मेरा chosen name है, and as if you're being disrespectful to, oh, your parents, whatever, like, this is not about that at all, right? I mean, why we even change our name or whatever. Okay. Now, a little diversion I will take. But again, anywhere, please feel free to stop me. Because as I said, deliberately we do not curate these conversations. And I'm not this person who can stick to my own script at all. But it's also like, very momentary kind of responses and questions arise. But much as again, this you don't have to say it at the cost of anything, but we know that being in the IT industry, okay, certain privileges are there, or let us say even corporate spaces, okay. But whether we like it or not, these blessed DI rollbacks are happening. Okay. Hopefully, I'm sure your organization and certain others are still, in a way defined. But there may be a time when they can't. Okay.
Hmm.
So, what even does it, mean? Like, in the sense, I mean, I'm not asking that because I understand broadly, but how was you as a person sitting there, whether your identity is open or not, DI rollbacks for our community, which only a few years ago, thoda bahut, इतना मेहनत करके थोड़ा बहुत our people are getting entry into the organizations. Many times retention was never even there, right? Like, so do you kind of like see anything like immediately, uh, what is the impact or slowly growing impact of DI rollbacks?
I mean, of course, there is a lot of impact, to be very honest. I mean, a lot of companies are US based. That's the honest
True.
answer.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of fear community people have who are in the organization, who want to get in the organizations, and which is totally justified because I mean, we can't say that it's just fear mongering. It's true. It's there. It's here. And and of course, a lot of companies have actually done this ADI rollback. But I also feel that we should also wait for some times and see how actually the things have going. But yeah, companies who have not done the DI rollbacks are cautious about what is happening in US settings. But it's just sad to see what is happening actually.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah, completely. I get what you're saying. Yeah, and it is not a baseless fear at all.
Hmm.
Because some years ago, if people were very hesitant about actually joining corporate spaces, right? Now, the people who are there are still worried, right? What is happening and what will happen, correct?
Yeah.
And often it is not just about just the, employment and all that itself is a very fundamental thing, I know. But it's not just about jobs, no? Like, just because there is a say a company which is not necessarily abiding by the DI rollback policies, which are slowly, I think, becoming mandatory in the US. Even if they're there at the job, like they're not sure, no, that if will their identity be okay? Will they? What is that? Are they going to be given? Not that many of our community people in corporate spaces have any big advantage or any big what do you call discounts, policy waivers, whatever. But still, at least if they have settled comfortably, that means they feel it's a safe space, right? But
Yeah.
wondering if these DI rollbacks can have that kind of thing, like non-monetary impact. Like somebody not just even outing, no, going beyond that transphobia and all that, and any protections against transphobia. If that is also rolled back, then it's a big mess, no?
See, one thing that is good for us in all these situations is that we have a law in our country. Even if something happens in US, we still have a law in our country that protects us. I mean, protects us to which level, that's a different thing, but it does. And companies also know these things. So, of course, there should be some sort of safety for us. And yeah, but then we can't say what happens in US does not really stay in US, of course.
But also, I remember a couple of months ago, I was being interviewed by, one of the publications, okay, uh, where they want to focus more and rightly so on the LGBTQIA+ plus community. And the first question, like the editor in chief, founder, whatever, it calls up suddenly and then says, sorry, but I just need to know. I mean, yesterday, day before, something like that. I think it was what? Within 24 hours of US president's change, the person immediately, one of the things was this order on what? Only two sexes, because, and then this is to protect women or some nonsense like that, yeah. And they were like, hey, tell me, how is it going to impact? Okay. And I got, I'm not saying exactly emotional. I was like, what are you even asking? They're like, please, I mean, being an editor of a well established publication, they know internationally what's happening, what is the thing. But their whole thing was what is going to be the I mean, how soon is going to be the impact, and in India. Because in India, एटलीस्ट नाम के वास्ते हमारे कानून, हमारे पॉलिसीज तो थोड़ा काफी आगे बढ़े हैं, है ना? तो so they were like, you know, so what is it that they're going to impact? And whether we like it or not, even if we were not working in an American company in some other country, or you know, US, so unfortunately, because of imperialism and everything and its domination, white supremacistic patriarchy, okay, they will ensure that they are not only heard, visible, their impact is worldwide. Na? Right. So I think, as I say, it's not even just about DI rollback. This whole thing about automatic trans exclusion, trans denial, rejection, right? That is what it is all about. No, biological sex thing, right? So, and DI rollback is just one part of it, na? कि तो do you, I mean, even I, on one side, I wrote, I responded to those questions. And a trans friend in the US who's also of indigenous origin said, nahi, why are we giving that this whole new president so much bhav and, उसको, लेकिन उसको ignore भी नहीं कर सकते ना. The thing is, now, much as the companies, you know, this will be just last point on this issue and we'll move forward. Okay. However much, and me, as I told you on one chat, I've also worked for large American companies in other countries, like in India, and projects take you abroad. So, finally, as much as they say कि we'll follow local laws, local policies, जो भी है, local provisions, protections, preventions, जो भी है, certain things, their parent organization का मुद्दा लेना ही पड़ेगा, they can't ignore, right? तो उस वक्त मतलब I'm not saying like we should immediately reflect. I think कोई भी predict नहीं कर सकता है because American Civil Liberties Union and everybody is going to court on everything, immigration, deporting, everything, okay. But फिर भी कि इन लोगों पे कितना विश्वास कर सकते हैं कि they will only follow what is the Indian law, मतलब ना. तो I mean, do you see any such murmurs idhar udhar in any of, if not from your company officially, matlab, amidst, like, say, colleagues or something?
I think for our company, I would not comment on that because it's an employment question.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think I would pass this question to you very honest.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was okay. I didn't mean exactly yours. Okay, let me see it from the community perspective. है ना? So supposing for the first time joining a corporate space, which is, say, a global company, right? Marco global, transnational, multinational, whatever. थोड़ा बहुत फर्क है, but largely ना. So if they are joining an American company in India, uh, are you seeing anybody within our community कि उसके वजह से उनको like ना थोड़ा are they on uh, not on steady safe ground, like, I mean, I'm not asking you to tell them, but are they feeling
I'm not sure if that's the thing because of course there's a fear among people, but I also feel that once you're in the organization or in any corporate sector, I feel our community is competent enough to go to places. We should not be sticking to one thing that कि okay इसमें ये हो गया उसमें वो हो गया तो ठीक है, it's out of our control. We can't control these things, and people are very competent. People come like so much education, so much hard work, so much resilience we have done in our lives. We should trust these things, and we are I want to say I've met so many people in my life and heard so many stories, listened to so many things, seen so many struggles. I feel we should focus on our competency and things we can actually control, not the things we can't control. Okay, ठीक है, यूएस में जो हुआ, यूके में जो हुआ, इंडिया में जो हुआ, let it be. But we can upskill our lives and we can do a lot of things. Let's focus on these things we can control. Let's भगवान के भरोसे, अल्लाह के भरोसे, जिसको भी आप मानते हो उसके भरोसे. That's all I can say, to be honest.
और आप मेरे जैसे भगवान को ही नहीं मानते हो, फिर भी put it on life and experience. You're
Yeah.
right. Wonderful. Thank you so much for that very, very inspiring answer and very, very pragmatic, because if not for anything, for our own mental wellness, for
Yeah.
emotional stability, like ज्यादा सोचने में भी कोई कुछ नहीं कर सकता, like kuch hoga nahi. And this is the wonderful confidence that we have in ourselves, individually, collectively. And you have, I mean, I'm not saying you're aspiring to be, but you have spoken like a true leader, that is great. And thank again and again, like, just kudos for saying that. And I'm hearing this repeatedly from our communities everywhere ki na, होने दो जो भी हो रहा है. Like, yes, we know this is real and possible, and it will impact us. It's going to be tough, but how much we've seen and how much we are likely to see anyway. So this is just one more thing. Yeah, हाँ बिल्कुल ना, आपने बहुत बहुत क्या बोलते हैं, हम अपने आप को और पूरा हमारे क्वेयर ट्रांस समुदाय को बढ़ाव देते बोला ना, इतना मतलब what do you say, गर्व से, with so much confidence. I am so impressed and touched. Okay, so thanks again and again, like, for saying that, because that is also the other what do we say, I'm not saying objective, but one of the things that we're seeing in these Insta lives na, कि लोग ना आके, they'll be like saying that, oh my gosh, I have never spoken, or I'm very quiet, I don't speak much, and I think about it, and आके इतना मतलब ना, so smoothly, so confidently you say this. And for people who are watching that, ये अभी देख रहे हैं या बाद में देखेंगे, please, comment, share, and then write. And hopefully, we will be with each other through these little but very strong, very meaningful nuggets of what do I call it? Life experiences, right? And also now, slightly returning back or shifting gear back to what else Transment Collective is doing. I know I'm pushing this, but I know you're doing so much more than you say. You are a very modest person, but थोड़ा open up कीजिए if you can, where all you are. I mean, I know you don't exactly have an office or something like that, right? But there's still काफी कुछ होता रहता है, थोड़ा बहुत उसके बारे, थोड़ा बहुत या ज्यादा भी बोल सकते हैं उसके बारे में, प्लीज.
Abhi to we are focusing on bisexuality month and we have done a lot of posting around it. And I personally feel, and one of our person who's actually handling social media, they strongly believe that of course there's an invisibility of identity, but also there's an invisibility in of sexuality in our identities. To explore that and to make sure कि हम अपनी तरीके से जो भी कर सकते हैं to bring this point, because often people get confused कि अगर आप ट्रांस मैन हैं तो आप आदमी को कैसे डेट कर सकते हैं, अगर आप ट्रांस मैस्कुलिन हैं तो आप आदमी को कैसे डेट कर सकते हैं. एंड देन पीपल लाइक तो फिर ट्रांजिशन ही करा रहे, फिर तो आप वही हैं जो है जो पैदा हुए हैं. So we deeply feel for these things and we really want our community to understand people's sexuality is different from people's identity. So that's one thing that we've been doing and we passionately feel for it. And another thing that we have done in the past that we all feel with very passionately again is for working with health. So we have done this health research that in the past with the Tweed Foundation and with two other independent people and of course American people as well. So in Canadian people as well. So that our health matters. And so whatever the findings were there, whatever research that they did, it's one of a kind research which is participatory, or community was very participating, and they did a lot of things. And that's one thing that we focused on. Apart from that, we are actually trying to build a lot of community resources. That's, I feel, is very important. Yeah. So, and yes, of course, as I said, technology is my another passion, and my, of course, bread and butter, to be very honest. So we are trying to focus on that to bring digital empowerment to the community, so that whosoever, everybody is using a smartphone, everybody is using a laptop, everybody is, interacting with technology some or the other way. So we are safe, we are knowledgeable, we know what we are doing, at least, because there are a lot of frauds that are happening, there are a lot of things that are happening. We should at least know where is our data going. So
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, and I'm presuming you have volunteers, members in various parts of India, right? The beauty, considering we both are such hardcore IT nerds, geeks, whatever, if I might, we can't help, finding so many plus points in IT. And one of the things about being digital is wherever you are, you can be connected unless you choose not to be, right? So I'm presuming, yeah, so you have like volunteers and members and all across, connections, even in India, outside India, and all that, right? So, how has that, I mean, what made you start? I know it's a very cliched, maybe cringeworthy question, but anyway, we want to know because believe me, and I'm sure you also know it, balancing a job and our other parts of life, plus an organization, whatever you call it. I mean, organization, whether it's registered or not, that doesn't matter so much. But constantly doing it regularly, motivating others to do it, yeah. So, how does all that work? How did this whole thing come about? I know you acknowledged some mutual friends like Satvik and all that, but what even made you start, and a little bit, if you can, a peek into the story of how it started.
sure.
I know you said three of you got together, and that seems so much like a Silicon Valley or a Bangalore Indranagar startup story. But but yeah, a little more into that, please.
Sure. So Ritvik and I, we were part of some WhatsApp group. So we got connected through WhatsApp group. Similarly, I met Satvik through WhatsApp group, and we like had a conversation, and I met them and we had a nice conversation. So Ritvik and I, we connected. Ritvik, I, Satvik, we all connected over a smoke. It's a very simple thing that we connected over a smoke. And then we started talking, and then we all felt that, okay, ट्रांसमैन के space चाहिए, ट्रांसमैन के लिए space चाहिए. And then we thought, okay, let's do something about it. And then we met Pitu, and then they also guided us a lot of, and they taught us a lot of things. And that's how we did our first event in September. And
2020, right? Or 2019?
2017.
Oh, 2017. Oh, wow. See? हाँ.
And people showed up from a lot of places. We didn't expect कि ऐसा भी होगा, but हरियाणा से लोग आ रहे हैं और पता नहीं कहाँ से लोग आ रहे हैं. So that was, it was really nice. And everybody that I met from through Transform Collective or through my work is everybody that have taught me a lot of things that made me the person I am. And that's the beauty of community, I feel. One thing that I would like, somebody has questioned, I'm a trans teen, needs support for passing tips. Do you want to take this?
Yeah, I actually saw that, but only thing I want to say is maybe Transmask Wives, you could DM either of us or both of us and tell us what specific support you need. Like one important thing is, actually speaking, we cater more to adults, because with if you're a teen, there are certain other legal things, but anyway, still we can offer you any kind of support if you DM us and let us know what specifically you want to. Okay. need. Just for two small things I want to say. I am gender fluid, is panro, gray, romantic, whatever, with invisible disabilities, but I'm also a pro bono multilingual queer peer counselor. So I'm trained. So we can even address such things. We can give referrals and all that. And the other thing I just wanted to acknowledge is Shiva has just joined. Shiva is also, in terms of the Insta Lives, they've been our collaborators, partners from almost December 2023. And they also very quietly do this. Incidentally, they are also from an IT background. Okay, non-binary ace based in Andhra, Vizag specifically, but they do this very important and very tough, work of talking about gender and sexuality to teens in schools. Okay, they actually teach a different subject, but this is inevitable. And so Shiva, just wanted to acknowledge that. And Shiva, you can, if you want to, if you're able to, Shiva usually, is on the road, and so but they are called Nestam Nestam Suggest, based in Vizag, but their reach is in other parts of Andhra also. And they do multiple things very quietly. Okay. And also the other very important thing is the schools or any of their interventions are often in the smaller towns, okay, where they're very, very, except for visible queer trans communities, indigenous, whatever, there are not that many support groups, no. Right. So that's another very crucial and a very tough work that Nestam does. So just wanted to mention that. So so Transmask Vibes, I hope you heard our answer. Just DM us with whatever you need. We'll do our best to support you or refer or whatever. Right? I think Jamal, that's okay, no?
Yeah.
So that is what. Okay, so returning to, of course, Transparent Collective, yes, you said that, yeah. This thing about our communities, okay, irrespective of class, language, location, whichever, location as in geographical location, right? Our digital footprint, not to criticize or anything, but doing reels and YouTube shorts and all is important, but often is only getting limited to that, right? I mean, there are only fewer groups or individuals who are engaging otherwise online. Okay. And so just want to know a little more about how and of course there's lots of online abuse, hate, and especially if they discover our identity and stuff like that, it's even worse. So just want to know a little more about what Transparent Collective does, as in, like, do you have like online meetups and also some kind of training or orientation of how to be online, how to engage, what to look out for, what are the risks and all that? Do you do those kind of things also?
So currently we are focusing on campaigns only. And recently to nahi, but last year we did offline session, training session workshop in Delhi for digital awareness and digital empowerment. And we are planning to do one in Bangalore. We really want to do that. Um,
We should talk more offline then. We should surely,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
anyway we can do. I want to do it like online, offline
Yeah,
campaign.
yeah. But what I meant talk offline is like we both should talk. I know there's a lot more that we need to talk about. I know you're very busy. All of us are, but yeah, I'm not the kind who lets people go easily, especially if you think it's for work for the community, with the community, right? Yeah. Oh, that is so important. Yeah.
So I tell you why I feel this is very important. So there are few incidents in my life that have changed my view how this whole thing happens. So first incident that happened was when I was part of this WhatsApp group, and so somebody, I got a call. There was WhatsApp conversation that was happening in that group. Somebody was texting, and I was in a house party then, uh, and it was like 11:30 in the night. And they were texting in the group constantly कि कोई मुझे बचा लो, कोई मुझे बचा लो, कोई मुझे बचा लो. And I was like, okay, so trigger warning, this is going to be a lot of trigger
No, but
warnings.
please continue. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So, um, so yeah, so they were having this conversation, and I was a little tipsy at that time, so I didn't really know about it. So I didn't check it for a very long period of time. But when I checked, it was 11:30, some sort of like that. So when I saw these messages, I was sitting in there's a place called Vasant Kunj in Delhi, and the messages were coming from Gurgaon. So I saw and I read the messages, whatever was happening. I thought it was very urgent because the person was saying that उनको यहाँ जॉब के लिए बुलाया गया है, किसी ने कांटेक्ट करके जॉब के लिए बुलाया है ऑनलाइन में से ही, एंड उनको एक रूम में रखा है, which is very small room with three or four sysadmin there, and he's not comfortable. So I immediately called him up and I talked to him. मैंने उससे बात किया and then उनको पूछा कि क्या है, तो उनको एक तो कुछ पता नहीं था, वो इतने बाहर से आए थे. बट आई टोल्ड हिम कि कोई भी आप वहां से बाहर निकलिए, जिस जो भी हमारा एक्शन प्लान रहता है रेस्क्यू का, वी डिड दैट. फिर मैं वहां गया, वहां पे उनको जो मेट्रो स्टेशन था वहां से लेके आया, एंड देन वी केप्ट इट इन वन हाउस, एंड देन ही यू shifted him to another place. So this is so when उसने बात किया, उनकी बातों को समझा, I got to know कि वो किसी व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप से किसी से मिले थे जिन्होंने उन्हें जॉब का वादा किया करके बुलाया है, and it was human trafficking altogether. तो जितना बात किया उतना पता चला. Then another case was similar lines कि online frauds that are happening. A lot of people are getting into these things. कोई भी लिंक भेज देते हैं एंड फिर कहीं से किसी का कुछ भी लीक हो जा रहा है फोन में से. So all these experiences have built these, you know, this desire in me to actually work on these things because this is happening in community and we are a vulnerable community. So it's very easy for us to get into these honeypots, or these traps, which we have. So yeah, that's major thing because I've seen this. I mean, community people are. Uh, it's very easy for them to get into these things.
Oh, totally, totally. I completely, there's no disputing that at all. And I said, can't take out the IT person in me. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it like I've experienced on, well, you can call it, I don't call it online, offline, whatever, virtual harassment on landlines, okay? मतलब ना,
Mhm.
so as I said, considering my age and experience and all that, but it is not fun. It is sometimes scary, yeah. So as I said, like and this is there with everybody. We all have our vulnerabilities. Some of us have additional extra vulnerabilities, and this whole strong, confident person suddenly gets pulled down just by one phone call. Okay, and the blessed thing doesn't stop. Yeah, I would repeatedly get. Then the same thing would happen to me on the what we used to call the button phones. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, what even is this, right? And I know one very, I mean, they are no more. This very senior human rights activist, very supportive of the trans community, especially the early struggles. So he just said one thing, okay, they just need to hear one so-called AFAB voice, and that's about it. I was like, oh my, you know, is it as simple as that, as fun? But it's not simple, na? Because उनको तो कुछ तो मिल रहा है, and they can sense it what you can't sense in yourself. कि ना, oh, you're affected, you're disturbed, you're irritated, right? If you're enjoying it, they may not enjoy it actually, or even if you pretend to enjoy it, no? Not that you want to, but sometimes you'll be like, no, let's see where this goes or whatever, right? Or why can't we also have fun, na? As this, yeah. So as a thing, right? But no, oh my gosh. And yes, I'm like, I can't believe it. I'm feeling creeped out even now, suddenly recalling this. This like happened to me in 1999, first time. Okay. To believe that, these things happen is only, as I say, sometimes either it happens to you or somebody, whom you interact with regularly. But and I've been writing and speaking about this, but it is so the thing. And this is not just about, the extortion rackets that Grindr and Tinder have become. No judgment on the platforms or the people who are using that. But this is the issue also, right? Is this whole thing visibility, vulnerability, as you said, sometimes invisibility helps and stuff. Because we want to be visible, or, I mean, why not, right? It could be not, it's not just about a choice, nah? It's also our desire to just have fun, hang out online, just with ourselves, expressing, watching, whatever. We may not even interact, we may be passively. Yeah. But what the hell? I mean, and that's the thing, right? How those people even figure out who we are and to say that, or sometimes it is, I feel that, virtual violence is very real. This is one of my favorite, I don't know what to say, sayings or something. Somehow they figure out who we are, right? I'm not sure that there seems to be some targeted way of doing this. Again, I don't have statistics to prove it, but apparently maybe a decade ago, the UN came out saying that 25% of online violence is aimed at AFAB people only, or rather 25% of AFAB people online have faced violence, like, abuse, harassment, right, assault, everything together, right? And I'm sure, sadly, but and outrageously, that percentage is just growing. So, huh, huh. So, but फिर भी ना, we should not be not disengaged. We should not be deplatforming ourselves, right? And many times, and Jamal, I'm sure you will also agree, the identity is not just about our gender, no, but it could be just from the name somebody finds out what is our presumed religion. Whether, as you say, we practice it or not is a different thing. Na? They think that this is our religion, or this is our caste or something, and then they just load on you, especially even if you supposedly are posting something so innocuous, or just posting something about yourself, right? Now, yeah. So, apart from the specific, like, what do you call, the social media, as in the open ones, like, unlike WhatsApp, where there is one-on-one encryption of chats and those kind of things, WhatsApp is also in a broad way a social media, social network platform, but not exactly like it's completely in the public this thing, right? So WhatsApp, maybe, if this is happening, like, something as bad as trafficking and stuff like that, right? We have to be very nuanced also in our awareness sessions or even our online campaigns as to what to watch out for and all that. So do you go up to that extent, matlab, in your whatever? I'm not saying you do it regularly or whatever, or to say that it need not be just like social media where everybody is visible, like, like a Facebook or any of the meta platforms or Twitter or something, but also in WhatsApp and stuff, right? You go into those details also, not the tech part, but
I think it's very important to share these experiences so that people are at least aware of it, and at least to share the warning signs. Because if they don't know the warning signs, they would not know what will
correct.
happen. Whatever experiences that I have and whatever conversation that I have with people, so we make sure that वो warning signs आपको at least पता हो कि जब आप conversation कर भी रहे हैं, even if that person is pretending to be the same community, then you should know certain warning signs. तो आप at least prevention तो कर सकते हैं.
Yeah, fantastic.
That's very important for whatever workshops and whatever campaigns we do.
Right. And what is your your volunteer base, like volunteer member base, like, I mean, I'm not talking about numbers, that doesn't matter. Like, what's up, like, I mean, I don't want to say young because you are also so young, but
No, I'm not
like,
very
sorry?
young, of course. I'm not very young, of course.
Ha. But anyway, okay, you look young, Baba. I'm saying, acha, theek hai, you sound, yeah. But are they like, students, young people? I mean, as in people who are not yet working but studying or doing other kind of things? Are they those kind of people, or are they people like who are also in jobs and those kind of things? Yeah.
So it's a mixed population of both. People who are looking for job, people who are studying, people who have jobs. So it's like that. And of course, most of the population is young, but we also have people who are not very young. And yeah, I feel it's this bonding that we have, and it's not just volunteers and members or whatever. It's a team. It's always going to be a team, and everybody has these values, and everybody has these things that they bring onto the table. So that's why even our topic, voice of inclusivity. So that's why these inclusive voices are important. So like one person that comes from Northeast, and one person that comes from Bihar, and somebody that comes from Uttarakhand, and he's an indigenous guy. And so like personally, I've never interacted with a person who is from Uttarakhand, lived in mountains, and have these experiences, lived in village. So that's eye-opening for me to listen to these stories. Because I'm somebody who's lived in cities his life. Okay, rich, nahi rich, that's a different thing. But at least I have these access to things they didn't have. So that that should actually reflect in our work. That is very important. And of course, these people who am I calling team, they bring those nuances in our collective, in our politics, in my life. So yeah, that's that team.
Superb. You make it sound so easy. It's not easy at all, especially as a co-founder, leader, and everything, like to give that space to people with, let me say, if not unique, but rare or not so common experience. As in, obviously, so millions of people from Uttarakhand may have certain similar experiences, but a trans person from Uttarakhand who's sort of opening up even to that extent, because sometimes, like we said, there are not too many support groups or even I mean even community that way, right? Visible community that way in certain parts of India, why even the rest of the world also. So it's so important, but it's so important for us with all our as you said na, privileges and certain advantages, right, that we have. And plus, if we are in a so-called co-founder leader position, whatever that means or doesn't, we're willing to unlearn, relearn, and grow together, because I think that is what intersectionality, inclusivity is all about, right? That no, they say like at 51, first the joke is that last couple of years, people in their 20s, oh my gosh, I've never met anybody queer, who's above 35. I was like, oh really? Oh my, okay. And all the queer people I have met from the age of 35 to now are older than me. Can you imagine? Or many, not all, sorry, many. Okay. So which is be quite something. And then they'll be like, oh, what was it like for you? Matlab na kuch tha hi nahi hamare zamane mein. It's like as if I'm talking about, I'm coming from some part of the globe where nothing or no one is there. Here in these metros of India, a decade ago, even 8 years ago, things were very difficult for us. As simple and as fundamental as that, right? With our presumed advantages of being urban, English speaking, middle class, whichever, right? Things were never the biggest thing was finding community. Oh my gosh. Unless you again go to certain organizations or groups, which again, have their limitations, right? Yeah. So I'm like, oh, you have so many identities. I'm like, yeah, I discovered them along the way, and that along the way happened 5 years back. So only well into my mid late 30s, I discovered so many things of myself suddenly, right? Or so which I think, Jamal, no, what do you call, two ways about it. What you're doing is so not just important, it is so necessary that we take along people, because eventually everybody needs community. Even we at 51, I need community, right? It's not so much about age, but so, and I'm so, in a way, let me say very frankly, a little envious also of this generation of people who are not queer elders, who are not trans elders, who have at least some community groups. Okay. However, there are problems, challenges everywhere, right? But at least, we never had that. We just, and yeah, and all these privileges, access to whatever were just useless when it came. I did not know what to ask, find out about myself for myself, you know, right? It's not that ace is a term, or, gender fluidity is an identity. It's about like, I don't even know I'm gender fluid because I don't know that other people gender fluid exist or ace exists. I'm like this person thinking, oh, I'm the only ace in the world, and that is impossible. So I am flawed, right? So
I totally get it. I mean, totally get it. I mean, even when I was, I mean, if I would say figuring out, I don't have due to lack of what I'm going to say figuring out.
sure, yeah. For all of us, it's figuring out. Huh.
When I was trying to understand my, of course, identity, कि okay, क्या है, क्या चल रहा है, क्या चल रहा है. So, of course, हमें feelings तो हमेशा से रहती हैं, but वो term मिलने में इतना time लग जाता है कि then you're like, अरे, and वो लोग मिलने में इतना time लग जाता है, of course. A lot of things get delayed because of these things. So yeah, of course, I've get the frustration or anger or feeling of sadness. And there's that one more thing I want to add. जो वो time लग जाता है to figure out and to meet people, the loss of that time also brings a lot of. I mean, for me, it brings a lot of sadness because the loss of time. I could have done a lot of things. I could have been a different person. So yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Mm. Oh yeah, that's one more of our commonalities. Believe me. I mean, that's the thing, na. Actually, many of these things. I mean, I would say yes, the lockdown was terrible in so many ways, especially for our community, and many of us, whether we wanted to, we were prepared, or it was impossible to be prepared for the first lockdown. And but one of the flip sides, if I might say, one of the brighter things that happened during the first lockdown is, many of us somehow started finding each other online, through forums, I don't know, webinars, this, that, and for some, like some of us who were constantly doing fundraising, relief, this, that, this was a relief, and and then that is when I think people also, like you said, figuring out certain other things that, are yaar, I mean, like somehow, as you said, yeah, even I felt upset, angry that like क्या है इतना कर रहे हैं, and then end of the day only so many people have been fed, and our community to tops it, okay, like, and there was this cruel joke among some of us who were doing this, arey yaar, our community is in crisis all the time now. Unfortunately, so many more people are like that, and so they relate to us, we relate to them. I'm like, I mean, what even is that? But yeah. But amidst all this, many of us felt isolated, even in so-called safe spaces, right? Because yeah, that, I mean, how much can you bond with, a, 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 a straight friend, a biological family member? I was missing community all the time, even though I was talking with them and all that stuff regularly. But that other kind of, that um, true. And I think that was one of the things which we learned, I don't know, in an exponentially quick manner, that these online spaces, in fact, sometimes can be our safe spaces if we sort of, उसमें थोड़ा curation चाहिए होता है, I think, right? But we can create these safe spaces online for our folks, I think, right?
Yeah. I think for me, I also found the community first time in online space only. I was desperately looking for somebody, कोई तो मिल जाए, कोई तो मिल जाए, कोई तो मिल जाए. Then I started texting people, and then somebody responded, and that's how I met people. And एक मिल जाता है, तो then you meet a lot of
True.
people. So that, yeah, in this COVID time thing, so for me, luckily, one of my best friends is also from the community, lived nearby. So मेरा और वो हमारा bonding is like we are brother. मेरा छोटा भाई है, and I treat him like that. So for me, luckily, he lived nearby, and we used to come out and from our houses and look for पुलिस तो नहीं घूम रही है, because उस time पुलिस बाहर जो मिलते
जी,
थे वो डंडे लगा देती
बिल्कुल
थी.
बिल्कुल, हाँ हाँ.
So we used to look for पुलिस तो नहीं है आसपास, and then we used to come out and smoke a cigarette and do whatever.
Wow.
And then जहाँ पुलिस को देखा भाग जाते थे. So like किसी दुकान में घुस गए or pretend कि we are buying something, and we used to do all these things. So for me, that was there. Of course, I lived alone. I didn't alone, but with my father. And of course, my father is also really great in certain things. Yeah, one very cute story I will tell you.
Please.
It's a very, we always talk about, I mean, please, please pardon my certain things.
No,
We always
no,
talk
no.
about,
Why? Anything, yeah.
we always talk about men in love are cute, but I think women in love are too cute. So then my then girlfriend, in this lockdown, she you because वहाँ पे कुछ available नहीं था, and there was no thing available, commuting. She traveled by foot and walking and traveled like 10 kilometers just to meet me and see my face. And I was just so felt so cute at that time. Like, so loved at that time. So yeah, I had these people who supported me in COVID times. And of course, online communities, people that are found are also very important.
Wow! I don't know why I was visualizing it for some reason. Okay. Yes, it is such a cute story and I love this. Okay. Men in love are cute. Did you say women in love are cute? No, I was just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay. Yeah. No, no, no. That is so important. And thank you so much. It is such a precious thing you shared. So wonderful, so touching. Yeah. And I think these are, those priceless moments, because for many of us, like, that obviously all of us want to be extra specially loved and stuff like that. And, uh, it isn't easy, right? And so that is, yeah, such so grateful and glad you shared that, right? And yeah, and also that other point you made earlier, which is so important, that in fact yesterday, I don't know, a few days ago, whatever little time I'm able to take off from caregiving, and again, our community somehow still keeps me going. Okay, like I was today waiting for this Insta live, you won't believe it. I mean, people say I obsessively have these Insta lives, but for me, it's also a selfish interest apart from documenting stories and all that. Like, well, I want to share my love online. Sorry, I'm just saying. Okay, yeah, there's so many different kinds of love, right? The community love, the collective, yeah, care and all. So yeah, this thing about, gay means only two cis men. Oh my gosh, where are you? I'm like, trying to explain to them again. Yeah, thank you for saying that. But we have this understanding of gay. Okay. I'm like, oh my gosh. And these are people who are, particularly, I mean, they're religious practitioners, they want it. And then they'll be like, we understand gender diversity, we are willing to sympathize. I'm like, stop, no sympathy, we need empathy. Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, sympathy is kind, compassion and all that, but you people with sympathy, we know how you will be. Okay, But sexual diversity, like, how can you separate gender and sexual diversity? How can you separate? If as an asexual person, I have a sexuality. Okay, okay. Asexuality is not absence of sexuality, please. Okay. So, thing is, I'm trying, and that is so important. You said it, and uh, I hope you don't mind my saying this, but for a trans mask person to say it openly, okay, because again, there is embedded, unfortunately, patriarchy in this, that they want to hear this from a man, no? That, oh, okay, a trans man can also love a cis man, or two trans men can love each other in that so-called whatever romantic love, whatever love is love, okay, can be of different shades, flavors, whichever, all right? No, oh my gosh. So, that also is a big challenge, right? Again, I'm not seeking answers or solutions. I'm saying this again because both of us come from a corporate space where always solution immediate like they want. So, but this thing about patriarchy within our community,
Hmm.
right? And this oversimplified reductionist understanding, right, is something that I think we have to not just contend with, but I think somewhere, despite disagreements that and even fallouts we can have, I think we have to continue discussing and sort of right.
Yeah, I feel our communities are also a reflection of societies which we are living in, of course. So of course, a lot of people in the urge of seeking validation, they kind of mimic the behavior, or of course they don't even realize that they're mimicking it. Um, but yeah, that's exactly what happens. You know, the relationships we end up in, the partners we end up with, the friendships we end up with, and a lot of experiences of harassment, bullying, or whatever that happens, violence, of course. We are mimicking the societies. And जहाँ power dynamics आता है वहाँ लोग कुछ भी कर सकते हैं उनके power से.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
So of course that's there.
So, individually, I mean, not just now, but individually or even collectively, uh, again, I'm not burdening you with this, but as well, again, I'm not going to give you a title, but as a person who has sort of taken this, say, initiative, responsibility of starting and running a collective, right? Do you also regularly or even periodically discuss this patriarchy within our community? And what, I mean, how to even recognize it? You know, I think none of us are perfect. I can be, I don't know, subconsciously, unconsciously, momentarily patriarchal in so many ways, right? I myself. So, do you also kind of discuss all these things?
Okay. So in the beginning when we started, and we kind of had these lot of, I mean, we were naive and we didn't have, at least I didn't have a lot of understanding of a lot of things. But I also feel that in our communities also people are coming from different flavors and different backgrounds. So we also have to check कि कौन कितना capable है वो चीजों को समझने के लिए. So in the beginning we actively tried to have these conversations. But sometimes it happens that people don't want to have these conversations. They disengage and they feel like कि, oh, I don't want to have this conversation. ये क्या बात कर रहे हैं आप? ऐसा तो होता ही नहीं है. तो we like जिस जो जैसा है उससे वैसे बात करके उसे समझा सकते हैं तो we can do that. But we also don't want to make anybody feel isolated just because मेरी ये सोच है आपकी ये सोच है वो मैच नहीं कर रही है. जब तक वो किसी को हार्म नहीं कर रही है, well and good, you are all invited. This is what I feel we have focused on. We would not want to discriminate, or we would not want to isolate, or we would not want you to come जब तक आप किसी को हार्म नहीं कर रहे अपनी सोच से. But yeah, within the team, we do try to have these conversations because these are important conversations. We can't just say कि okay, and we try ki, because I personally, for me also, I इतना जानने के बाद, इतना समझने के बाद भी I also get surprised कि oh, this is somewhere, where is this coming from? Okay, ये तो मेरी सोच से मैच नहीं कर रहा है, पर मेरे एक्शन में आ रहा है, of course. तो because I also born and brought up in patriarchy, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं आ ही जाता है, of course. So I can't really बिल्कुल ही eliminate करके बिल्कुल ही मतलब I can't be that. It's a continuous work. It's continuous reflection, continuous introspection. So a lot of things just need. So of course, whenever we can have this conversation, many things we do. Yeah.
Fabulous. So see, it's been about an hour and a half. Okay. Yeah, you did not realize the time. Oh, compliment. Okay, fine. Yeah, but to be fair to you, and myself and the people who are in this live, and of course, people who are going to watch, read, comment, share later. Um, you know, we can sort of end it in a little while, maybe in a few minutes also, if you're okay. So as we wind down, what are some of the thoughts you want to share in terms of objectives, whatever aims, plans, expectations from, of course, government, society, from our community? Okay, you want to, share some uh, stories, thoughts on that? Sure.
I think one of the things that you mentioned, that कि हमको sympathy की जरूरत नहीं है, of course. That's very important, because I remember first, there was this one time I met somebody in a conference, which was a queer conference. And they said कि अरे आप तो पहले trans man हैं जिससे मिल रहा है. I said congratulations, now you met one. I was like, in queer spaces, these kind of things are very okay. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Of course, हमें sympathy की जरूरत नहीं. We're just like everybody else. We eat, we poop, we do whatever we do. It's just some understanding. Some, you do your work, I do my work. I'm not responsible for your education. I'm not an educator. I'm just a human being.
Right, right.
Like,
Oh,
that's it.
yeah.
Right.
All right. Oh my gosh, you are suave. All right. Yeah. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And yes, true. And anything else in terms of, either things that we as a community should not watch out for alone within among ourselves, because I think we have to constantly reflect and look inwards, collectively, individually, and outwards. Yeah, we are not stopping any of the noise that we will make. We need to keep making, whether it is National Transgender Day of Visibility or not, because what have you. I mean, it's going to be within 3 weeks, I think. 11 years since the Nalsa judgment. Yeah, and I'm why I'm hemming and hawing on it, right? And then horizontal reservation in this particular state again. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they'll say, oh, only in government jobs. अरे government jobs में क्या कुछ भी नहीं मिल रहा है, right? Jobs ही नहीं मिल रहे, कहाँ government, private, whatever, quasi, this, that, okay. And 2018 again, yeah, in 6 months from now, it will be like 7 years since 377 was read down, and so many other things, state policy, national council. What is our ground reality, right? I don't know. Yeah, empathy. As yeah, that's what I'm saying now. It is not our responsibility to educate, but it has become, unfortunately, right? Because how long, I know many of us will continue, will say, "Arey yaar, take care of yourself, don't forget self-care, and tomorrow we will be doing this counseling on one side, handling something on the other side, and then million things, and it'll be like a so-called Sunday afternoon when we supposedly want to rest." And So, but and uh, and very conveniently, uh, like it's happened in Karnataka. I mean, I keep returning to Karnataka because can't ignore, though. Well, now 20 years I've been here, but still. Um, Karnataka made the same thing. I mean, till now, still, for 3 hours ago, I was talking to one of the long-term trans woman activists, Dalit trans woman, and she was saying, इधर policy के बारे में हमने 10 साल पहले या I don't even know 8 years before 12 years before बात करना शुरू किया, and with one stroke, just because we had discussions, disagreements, oh, that's the problem with you people, na? That's what exactly the not department. I didn't exactly go to that meeting where I did a lot of the prep and people came and like, Are yaar, we invested so much time and effort. You had fever that day. You were sitting and then furiously typing away all the documents. And you know what? We shamelessly went and disagreed or something. That's what many different groups of trans people came and told me. Okay, this was, as I said, so many years ago now. And therefore, the policy never came through. It's a different thing what would have happened after if the policy came through. And very smartly, those people said, Are you all the time keep fighting amongst yourselves? Okay, so go back and sort it out. I mean, if that is the attitude of this blessed state, which supposedly says, oh, we are passing all these affirmative laws, doing all these policies and all that, yeah, and then Upar say, I mean, I'm not exaggerating. So many different states, especially in the southern states where things are supposed to be more progressive, they come and say, हमेशा ट्रांस इश्यूज WCD नहीं तो people with disabilities उनके साथ डाल देते हैं. We can't, we're not even yet asking for a separate department in the government, state government, okay? All we are asking is, let, kabhi backward classes mein, kabhi idhar, kabhi, in Karnataka 2010, I remember, okay, that too because something happened in Tamil. That's a ridiculous thing which Karnataka does, most of the time, because, Kerala and Tamil Nadu are always ahead, right? And not even for the trans people, but for in anything. So Karnataka, like being border states, oh my gosh, they are ahead of us. We will do something, okay? And haphazardly, half-heartedly they do. So one of the other things they did was put trans people under backward classes, okay? Now whether really backward classes benefit from that or not, we benefit. So all these, haphazard, ad hoc things karte rehte hain, okay? And and at the end of it, again we have to go and then do this whole हमेशा ये सेंसिटाइजेशन के साथ ही खत्म होता है, शुरू होता है बात. कभी जजेस को, कभी लीग लॉयर्स को, कभी MLAs, ministers तो never want to be sensitized only, right? Yeah, and then kabhi doctors ko, at the end of it, we are only carrying that burden. I mean, in the sense that we like talking about ourselves, not because, but not when we don't want to, right? No, like, why is it that we have to always be the ones always sensitizing, right? Anybody and everybody. और हमें भी हमारा जिंदगी जीना है यार. हमेशा तुम लोगों को आप हमारे बारे में, and we know that much of that happens in a very voyeuristic manner, right? Oh, you are this, oh, that one, fascinating that you are asexual. Oh, is it possible that you can? I mean, it's ridiculous. Oh, you are trans. You don't look trans enough. What? That's the thing. And it's sad I'm saying this because as a counselor, people come to me and I know that this is because of what is being projected by the cis world, heteronormative world on them. You don't look trans enough. How can I be more gay? If still we have to deal with all this, and all the time sensitizing, who again those not ministers, what is that official will get transferred back to square one or -1. So policy नहीं बनता, council इधर उधर होता है, and वो councils में we know very well it's so disproportionate. One trans man will be there, one intersex person will be there, if at all, right? So वो council, state council बनने का क्या फायदा है, मुझे समझ में नहीं आता, right? And I mean, I know it feels like a rant, but it's also for people who are going to watch this and kind of, sort of a summary of what is happening, rather what is not happening. Uh, you know, right? And yeah, that's about it, Jamal. Anything again? Just very final. Any words you want to say, or anything you want to suggest, highlight?
I think one thing that I've, of course, heard a lot, in conversations, like you also mentioned that you envy young people, of course. There's a lot of, but we also should remember that it's because of people who have struggled so much. People are getting something.
Right.
It's also about young and old and everybody coming together. And it's, I think, young people are very, what do you say, thankful for the older generation that they have struggled so much and they have given these things. And of course, older generation should be proud of whatever they have achieved and they were able to provide to the community, the younger generation. And I feel if this synchronous relationship happens, that's when the community will start growing. And of course, with all the intersectionality, we are a brilliant community. Of course, we'll do good things. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry if I just spoke over your last couple of
Mm,
words, but no. Okay. Yeah. That's a fantastic note to end this on. Really, really, very, very glad. I mean, I should say delighted, thrilled that you accepted and spoke and shared, right? And very, very memorable. This is, yeah, each of our Insta lives is like that. So special, so sweet, right? And बेहद शुक्रिया आपको, yeah, advanced Eid Mubarak, yeah,
thank you.
and बिल्कुल हाँ सबको ईद मुबारक. हाँ, I mean, I know it's about week 31st को है bill. It doesn't this thing, yeah. Hopefully it's like everyday Eid for us. Trans Eid, queer Eid होना चाहिए, yeah. But right. And again, to all who watch now or later, listen, whatever, your preference with the captions you read, and continue, being part of our lives and connect with us. People like Jamal, so much to learn from. Yeah. Again, Khudafis, and all the best. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
सबको बहुत मोहब्बत और इज्जत. हाँ, everybody. All right. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.
Sure. Thank you so much again. Yeah. So I will
Thank you.
share this, okay, and tag you.
Sure, definitely.
Okay, bye.